Hey fellas, my name is Flaming Snotwad, and today I would like to present to you my 1000 Days Survival Skyblock World. Let me show you how this video is going to be presented. This is technically episode 27 of this series, but for those of you who don't want to watch all the 26 previous episodes, I will summarize them real quick in about 1 to 2 sentences, and then I'll get on to the last 100 days, and it'll be structured like a typical 100 days video similar to Luke the Notable. Without further ado, let's get started. My first Skyblock episode started as typically 99% of all Skyblock series do. I grabbed the lava and ice, made a cobblestone generator, grabbed the sand and the obsidian from the nearby island, and made my way into the nether to grab the birch sapling. Episode 2 was spent making an elevator down to the bottom of the world so I could make a new mob farm. I did a lot of grinding off camera between episode 2 and 3, mainly just getting a bunch of loot from zombie drops and whatnot, but I also did acquire 2 zombie villagers and a witch. I spent a lot of time on the latter half of episode 3 making the upstairs look a lot more pretty and just more livable. Episode 4 was spent making a small cactus farm on one of the edges of my island. I also tried making a spider farm to get more string, but it did not work out in the slightest, and it looked terrible. Episode 5 started by getting a new sapling from 1DT. I made a map of my world so far and decided to put it on my wall. I still have it to this day. Episode 6 started with me building a giant statue of myself. It was my first ever multi-episode project because my ego is huge and you should subscribe to help me fuel it. Episode 7 started with me politely coercing an enderman to grab a dirt block. I used the dirt to make a new patch of grass for mobs to eventually spawn so I can get cows and sheep and whatnot. I then decided to reset the nether. This may have been a bit of a controversial choice for most skyblockers because the nether already has a set terrain, but I decided to reset the nether, 1, because I wanted to, and 2, it would give me a lot more resources to work with. Episode 8, I was really sick, so I just decided to chillax a little and try and cure some villagers. After curing the villagers, I went all in on trading for the rest of the episode. Episode 9, I made a fishing lake. Nothing really came out of it, but the rest of the episode was spent making an iron farm. Episode 10 was a really long one. I used my VTuber model in the series for the first time, and I basically just spent the entire day making my new house. Episode 11, I finished the statue of myself made out of wool. I also jokingly put a command block in the statue to turn myself smaller in hopes that somebody would make a comment about it. I went through the entire video as 1 block tall, and nobody ever decided to comment. The rest of the episode was spent making a giant new farm to use. Episode 12 began with making a bee farm that will, many times, be destroyed, moved, and reworked at least a dozen times throughout the course of this series. I also got acacia wood at some point. I also put a roof on my house. To this day, it still has nothing in the attic. I really should put something there. Episode 13, I began with a very fun, but admittedly very dumb project, which was filling an entire chunk with cobblestone. It's a reference to a bunch of old series that a lot of YouTubers did. Specifically, I was referencing Sunday and how he filled an entire chunk with triple compressed cobblestone in his Skyblock series. But I just wanted to do something stupid. It became a multi-episode project like some other projects I did, and it was also around this time that I started playing with Keep Inventory on. Don't let anyone tell you that playing with Keep Inventory is cheating. It is not. It is a feature for a reason, and it's honestly just a bit easier in Skyblock. Episode 14 was a really odd episode. I spent a lot of time working on the villagers. I spent a lot of time making the 1 chunk of cobblestone taller. Episode 15 was a little bit similar, but it was a lot better structured. I spent a lot of time making the chunk taller. I increased the size of my farm a little bit, adding a couple of different things to farm from it. And I added a to-do list for future ideas that I might want to add to my Skyblock world. Episode 16, I spent making a microbiome on top of a previous microbiome. The previous one was a nether microbiome that I made off camera and was intended to be its own episode, but I wasn't recording, so it just ended up all being done off camera. Episode 17, I finished the cobblestone chunk. And I dedicated like the whole beginning of the video to pretending I was Sunday, because Sunday had an iconic series where he was in Skyblock. I said this all earlier, but I pretended to be Sunday in like the whole first minute. It was very comical, but admittedly very cringe. A zombie villager had spawned on top of the cobblestone pillar, so I decided to make him a little house and cure him, and he lives inside the cobblestone tower at the very top to this day. That's how I got the Star Trader achievement. Episode 18, I forgot to record again and accidentally built a blaze farm off camera. It will happen again. And I spent the rest of the episode just doing other various chores around the world. Episode 19 started with me showing off some expansions I had done to my world, making it look less like a skyblock and a little bit more like a superflat. Episode 20, I began work on another microbiome, this time being pale oak. I also acquired jungle wood sometime off camera. Episode 21 was recorded around the time that Java got a friends list, and I decided to be funny and add my brother onto the Skyblock world and give him his own Skyblock island off in the distance. Nothing really came of it since they removed the feature soon after, and I basically just spent the entire time arguing with him about different topics like Sonic the Hedgehog. Episode 22 was a very short episode. I mostly just spent my time making a new microbiome on top of the pale oak one because I had acquired spruce. A lot happened in episode 23, so I'm going to try and be as brief as I can. I showed off the lots of netherrack mining I had done off camera. I showed off the super flat world I had been making, and then I bridged off into the void to try and find a jungle biome. But I found out that the world continued to load after the set loaded chunks that the Skyblock world spawned in with, so I made a rule that every time I go out into the loaded chunks of the new world, I would only be allowed to get stuff that I could legally get within Skyblock. Once I get what I'm looking for, I'm not allowed to take anything else with me on the way home. Sorry for ranting a little bit, we're back on track. Episode 24 was spent moving the sheep into a new area behind the house and extending the farm just a little bit more to add bamboo. I also made a proper pond behind the farm. Episode 25 was spent making a basement with some newly acquired mangrove wood for some much needed storage. And episode 26 was dedicated to upgrading my small iron farm into a larger, more industrial iron farm. And at long last, episode 27, 100 days before day 1000. Let us begin. I arose on day 901 and I already knew what to get up to. I left imperfections on the iron farm and I intend on remedying them immediately. I cannot have iron golems spawning up here, they might gank the villagers. Or the zombies, I mean. You'll notice the day counter in the top right corner. I started doing that around episode 12, I think. I'm not fact-checking myself, you can do that for me in the comments, I need the engagement. But I find it to be pretty easy so I don't have to put the day number up on the screen. Day 902, I decided to expand the confines of my island. Each torch is 6 blocks apart, so whenever I want to extend, I extend by 7 dirt blocks in any direction. I fill up the dirt, and I place torches on it. The torches are a subtle mix between copper and normal torches, but there is one soul torch in this video. If you can find it, I'll place a sign next to the torch with your name on it. 903 was basically just me doing the same thing. It's a big island, so it does take a while when I do this. I had some time left in the day, so I decided to move Trobio back to his dock downstairs. Throughout the series, I've been asking people to comment what I should name different animals in my world, but since I don't get a lot of views, no one's ever commented yet, so I just started naming animals after Silksong characters. I thought that was pretty fun. Day 904 was spent running around naming cats that I hadn't named yet. I have quite the collection, I'm still missing a few. I also accidentally adopted another VTuber, so I had to add her to the collection. Welcome to the world, JDSB. JD. Hina. Where is he? Ah, Dino Fox. And he's around here somewhere. He's around here somewhere. Lure. Right on the sunset of day 904, I began expanding my island again. I have the excess dirt, I might as well use it. And I did the same in day 905. I swear this gets more interesting soon. Grum. Well, I'm out of dirt, but there's still time left in the day, so I just did some miscellaneous chores around the island. Chores continued into day 906. Nothing else really happened that day. When I say I do grinding off camera, this is mostly what I do. This and mining in the nether. It's boring to record, but it's so therapeutic to do. It's just simple chores around the island. I wish I found chores around the house as therapeutic as this. My house might actually be clean. Okay, I know it says 906 on the top right, but it's really late at night, so it's technically 907. I have a really big project I want to start on. I'm taking all the netherrack I have down here in the nether, and I'm moving it up to the surface next to my cobblestone tower. The entire night of 906, all day in 907, and even all night 907, I was moving netherrack. It took me 3 whole days. I had just barely finished by the night of 908. Day 909, I might as well tell you what I plan on using all this netherrack for. I'm making a second one-chunk tower. I've been thinking about this for quite a while, possibly around day 700 even. And I was hesitant because I was scared somebody might start making 9/11 jokes because haha, I have 2 one-chunk towers on my world. I want to say now that there is no place for terrorism jokes anywhere on my channel. But if somebody else wants to stoop that low in my comments, that's their problem. I want another tower on my world because I need another big dumb project to do to fill time. And also it was fun. And I have a bunch of netherrack, might as well put it somewhere to show off my greatness. So that's what I'm gonna do. Whether or not I actually finish it by the end of this video, you're just gonna have to wait and see. I hope I do. I really hope I do. 4 stacks is one 16 by 16 layer of chunk. There is negative 64 going downward, and 320 going upward, including negative 0 and 0 for some reason, because Minecraft does that. That's approximately a butt ton of blocks. Without sleeping, I went from 910, 911, 912, 913, and 914, all just placing netherrack to see how far I could get. I got a fair amount, around 30-ish layers, but I had to start another project so I wouldn't melt my brain. I wanted to move all the sheep into a new area and get one of every color. I have the dye to do it, I have plenty of iron to make shears, and I have plenty of wheat to breed all the sheep I need. I want you to know I will absolutely be procrastinating the hell out of that netherrack pillar. I tried to make everything look pretty by putting the carpets of each color around their respective fence ring. I got black, I got white, I got gray, light gray, and brown. Now I just need to get gay. I mean, get Skittles. I mean, make a rainbow. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and turquoise. I sheepishly continued into day 18. There's still a lot of colors left to go, some of which I don't think I've ever gotten before.
We all see it?
Yes, Blair.
Okay.
Blue.
The rest of day 18 was spent adding the respective colors on top of their fences. I think it'll look really good on the map. I might go back in later and change the fences to all white. I put the horse I hadn't named yet in his own pen. For the longest time, he's just been sitting in a chicken pen. Now he has his own fenced area. I don't want to lose the horse. I did get him from the normal island and not on my Skyblock island. But I don't want to lose the horse. He's just kind of a part of the island now. I might keep him. Don't think about him too much. He's an outsider and he does not belong. Wow, okay, it's day 920. I really thought I would have been done with this by now, but here we go. Please grow up, 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 please, 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 dang it! Iron golems are still spawning outside of the farm. I don't know what I did wrong, but this needs to be fixed. I'm just gonna add another layer of moss and pray that it's enough for now. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It might be the microbiome. I finished moving the sheep that night. I think it looks pretty good on the map. Look at that. Nice and colorful. Day 21 and part of day 22 are going to have no audio, mostly because I was listening to Luke the Notable on the other monitor, and I didn't realize that it was going to pick up on the recording. Here, have a little sneak peek.
Me? Oh yeah, made it all myself. It's called Notable Blocks. Though I really think I should change the name to Notablocks.
Comment down below if you know which video of his that is. If you get it right, I'll give you a heart. On the afternoon of day 921, I decided to go up and make another microbiome on top of the spruce biome. I also figured out where the iron golems were spawning, so I'm gonna have to fix that eventually. We're building a jungle biome, including a little bamboo forest. But I am a little low on dirt, so I'll have to go to the nether to get some gravel to make more dirt, and maybe grab some more quartz down there while I'm at it. So that's what I did day 922. I went into the nether and began bed mining. Audio is back now. Nothing much changes, I'm still in the nether. I got a lot of this to do. Gravel mining is an absolute pain in the butt. There's lava everywhere, I'm constantly dealing with it. Especially when I'm under lava lakes, it's just such a pain, but it's the only way I can get more dirt, so it has to be done. I got a lot of ancient debris though, I'll never say no to that. Heading back day 924, I got a lot of gravel, time to make some dirt! You take your gravel, you turn it into coarse dirt, you turn it into a path block, and then you mine it and you got dirt. That's basically all I did for the entirety of 924. Well, except for one thing. A wandering trader spawned, but he didn't have anything useful really. Nothing new. Day 925 was mostly spent just chopping down jungle trees so I can get A, more jungle wood, and B, more jungle saplings. Because I only had a few. Jungle trees have this weird thing where they have a less chance to drop saplings than every other tree. And I think when they were added, that was to make sure that you're not, like, getting an overabundance of wood to make it more balanced. But now we have spruce trees and their big variants, and they still have the same amount of chance to drop spruce saplings, and I think it's just weird. They should change it, make jungle saplings have the same amount of chance to drop as other saplings. Day 926, the platform is done, now it's time to grow some trees! Decided to add some bamboo to the jungle as well. I spent a whole episode getting all this bamboo and then I just did nothing with it. I don't know what to use it for. I can get so much of it, but I just never use it. Just gotta wait for the bamboo to grow in and the grass to grow in, and just like that, the jungle microbiome is done. Jungle microbiome. Jungle microbiome. Jungle microbiome. Day 927 started with me carpeting up all the flat areas around the iron farm. I really should have thought of this when putting it there. Just moved it a couple blocks to the right and it would have been fine. Dadgummit. The rest of the day was spent healing up all my tools and armor. I really gotta find some other use for all the mob drops I get. I sometimes use the redstone. I rarely ever use the bones. I never use the rotten flesh for anything. I should just start selling that. 928 started with some tweaks to my to-do list. I got some stuff done, I got some stuff I want to add to it. I fixed up some holes on my island that had been there for a while, and then I spent the rest of the day adding layers to the netherrack pillar. Oops, skipped a few days. Number 929 and 930 don't exist, so you don't get to know what happened that day either. Oh my gosh, where are these golems coming from? I thought I carpeted this area already! If this doesn't fix it, I might as well just give up. I don't know what else to fix about it. The rest of the day was just spent doing my chores. Nothing else interesting happened. Day 932, I want to make a new microbiome, but first I gotta get more golden carrots, I'm running low. I also decided to use some of the reserve of quartz I had in my chest. In hindsight, I probably should have just bought quartz from the mason villagers. I could probably have used this quartz in the future for redstone builds, but I didn't. Today we're building a mangrove swamp. It's gonna be a pain in the butt to build because I want the bottom area to be water. I go through a lot of revisions for this project. I've never made mud before, And doing this felt odd, because this is a lot of dirt I could be using for a better project. In hindsight, I probably should have just made the floor mangrove wood or something. Basically, all I did that day was make mud and add staircase to the 3rd floor of the microbiome. I do eventually want to build little mini biomes in the sky, floating. I think that would make a really cool visual, but for now, I'm just going to stick with these staircases. The plan was to have a mud floor, have water on top of that, and then have slabs on the outside ring to catch all the water and stop it from flooding over. Takes forever to turn dirt into mud. I already regret doing this. I decided to try putting down propagules on the mud to see if it would grow earlier. Little did I know, this would not work at all. Still in the mud grind, day 935, nothing else has happened yet. I did find out I'm going to have to replace all the slabs with stairs. If you waterlog one side, it flows over. Yeah, that sucks. It took almost the entirety of day 936 to replace the outside edge with stairs. Just a little bit more mud to go, we're almost done! Boom. Done. Day 937. I just still need to figure out why the propagules won't grow. Do not make the same mistake I did. They need to be placed on full blocks. Mud is not a full block. Here you can see me Googling what I'm doing wrong. Apparently, I need more dirt than what I already have now, which means we get to go back to the nether! Yay! More gravel mining! That's basically all I did day 938 and 939. It is a pain in my buttocks! But it's the only way I can get my hands on dirt, so I have to do it. Whenever you take a day or two to go gravel mining, it takes another day or so to turn it all into dirt. It's a long process. Anyways, I finally did it. Tree acquired. See you tomorrow. I worked all night planting trees and spent most of the morning of 941 just admiring my build. Every day, my map grows more and more beautiful. The rest of the afternoon was spent working on a little redstone project for my iron farm. My goal is to somehow turn the ingots into blocks and the poppies into bone meal. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, let's find out. I had to spend a lot of time going around getting different materials. This is my first time I've ever used the crafter, and depending on how this goes, this will also be my last time using it. The first thing I needed to do was make a storage system that separates the poppies from the ingots. I've done it before with my monster farm, so I'm gonna try and do it without a tutorial. Let's hope I get this right. I took a lot of time just looking at the old storage that I made for my monster farm. I made it a long time ago off camera, following a tutorial, so I'm gonna try and just like copy paste what I have here. If you want to learn how to do this yourself, look up your own separate tutorial. There's like a billion videos, I have no idea who to credit. I want you to know that there is a genuine butt ton of trial and error going on through this, so I will be skipping over a lot of it. I spent the entirety of day 942 just going through trial and error trying to get it right. I still didn't. Still at it, day 943, I almost got it, I swear. I did it. I did it, oh my gosh, I did it! I got it working, let's go! Now I just gotta get that crafter working. This is gonna be tough. I know how the comparator works. I don't know how to get the comparator to work. That's the problem. When the crafter is full, it turns the crafter on and then spits out an iron block. I think. All I need to do is get it to make the right redstone signal to activate right when it hits 9 blocks. Or 9 ingots, I mean. Wow, I did it. It works. Not as intended, but it works. Mumbo Jumbo got nothing on me. Okay, I can't really stall it any longer. I think I'm just gonna go kill the Ender Dragon now. I wanted to save it for day 1000, but getting the Elytra now would just make things a lot more convenient. It would make some things faster, and honestly, I just hate waiting. I don't like waiting for anything. I'm gonna go do it now. On the road again. I can't wait to... Oh, excuse me. I can't wait to get on the road again. Life I love is making music with my friends. I can't wait to get on the road again. Here we go! I've beaten the Ender Dragon probably upwards of 50 times. Most of you already know how this works. One time I beat the Ender Dragon to death with nothing but a bucket. I really should do that again and record it. But it was nothing too difficult, honestly. I know a lot of people seem to struggle with it, but since I've been playing Minecraft for upwards of 15 years, it's not that big a deal. I really wish I could say I had some close calls, but I just didn't. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Now we're off to get ourselves an elytra. There's an end city right over there, and I brought rockets with me, so this is gonna be easy. Day 946, we got ourselves an elytra! Heyo! Going to the end and looting end cities like this is also the only way I can get diamonds. I can't mine for those because I'm in Skyblock. The entirety of day 947 was spent collecting shulker boxes and more elytras with the elytra I got, so we're just going to skip over that. But on day 948, on the way home, I got cocky, and tragedy struck. The horse I did not name will tragically forever go unnamed. In all honesty, I really liked that horse. He was the one thing that I technically got illegally from the mainland and not properly on Skyblock. But I was going to give him his own little place. I was going to retire him. But I don't know. I just stood a little too close to the edge and he fell. I feel bad. I really do. I put a sign for him down in the little pen that I made for him. I don't know if I'm ever going to get another horse. There's no time to mourn. I have shulker boxes to dye and a video to upload, so we're back on that grind to day 949. The entire day is just me organizing shulker boxes. Whoa, I'm halfway there. Whoa! I'm just enchanting my elytra. Nothing interesting really happened. I did fill up the north side a little bit more with dirt. It's been staring at me for a while. I also decided to check in on Snoggletog in the tower. He's doing fine. Day 951 was a really easygoing day. Chopping wood, farming wheat, doing chores of all typical senses. Day 952 was the same as well, still more chores. But day 953, I couldn't procrastinate any longer and I had to get back to working on the second tower. Since I do a lot of building in this video, and I will be doing a lot of grinding on the build for the rest of the video, for every time I spend an entire day just building the second spire, I'm going to give you one random fun fact about the world we live in. Because gaming may be cool, but are you familiar with Earth lore? Did you know that superheroes are real? Here, check this out. A vigilante known as Bromley Batman has been seen by several witnesses to have saved people from knife-wielding gangs and muggers in South London. His activities have been reported as far as Cornwall. In Portland, Oregon, Zeta Man patrols the streets in a minivan giving help to the homeless. In Argentina, there's Captain Mangano, who patrols streets in a suit similar to that of Captain America. I hear Argentina's been some hot water recently because of the latest World Cup or something. I hope he's fighting the good fight over there. Day 954, time for another fun fact. Did you know that Florida has its own panther? The Florida panther, the official state animal, and the only puma subspecies living east of the Mississippi River. There are less than 250 left in the wild, and it is now officially on my bucket list to see one before I die. Okay, day 955, I'm feeling a little whimsical, so we're going to spend a couple of days one block tall. I didn't really do much that day, I just spent most of the day fishing. I wasted the first half of 956. I wanted to do a little bit of research to make a small build because I'm small, but I didn't pause the game, so I just stood there and wasted like half the day. For those of you who don't know, I was on an SMP with a bunch of other VTubers at one point. I made a video on it. Admittedly, it's not a very good video, but it was a really fun experience. And today I wanted to start the build of a little house I made on that SMP. It was a modded SMP, so I had this little charm that made me 1 block tall, and I wanted to build a little 1 block tall house that I made on that SMP. I finished it on day 957. It's not a one-to-one recreation, because it was a modded SMP and it used modded blocks, but it felt good sitting in a little tiny house. The rest of that day was spent shearing sheep for wool. I have a few plans to use some of this wool for future projects, but those are going to be in, like, the next 2,000 days. This is not it for this video. The first half of day 958 was spent trimming vines in the microbiomes. They're growing out of control. The last half of the day was spent going back to the end. I spent so much time in the end, like 5 to 8 days, and I didn't grab any endstone at all. I feel like an idiot. So that's basically all I did. I grabbed some endstone and I went back home. All that endstone I got to make a chorus farm, and I came home and realized I only had 1 chorus flower, so we'll have to wait for that to grow a bit more before I add it to the farm. I added something new to my to-do list. I want to steal a structure. Desert temple, jungle temple, something else of that sort. That is going to be a project for a future video, but that is something to look forward to. Day 960, I went out into enemy territory, off into the distance of the world, because I knew where a desert temple was, but I wanted to go mark the coordinates for a future video so I could steal it and put it in my Skyblock island, and also any other structures I might find out there. Structures I located and will eventually steal include, but are not limited to, Jungle Temple, Desert Temple, Trail Ruins, Desert Well, and Pillager Outpost. I marked down all of their locations with a lodestone each, and I put all of the compasses in their own special chest. In hindsight, I think it would have been cooler if I marked down the coordinates in a book and quill, but I'll have to save that for some other project, I guess. My bad, I wasn't recording day 962 and 963, I was placing more netherrack in creative mode. Day 964 was just a bit of a nothing burger. I ran around doing nothing. Day 965, while I was looking for problems to fix, I decided to move some of my cats upstairs, so they've been just sitting down here next to the tree for the longest time. Since I've named all of my cats after Silksong characters, maybe I should play Hollow Knight and name all the dogs I get after Hollow Knight characters. The eve of 965 and the morn of 966 was spent upgrading the villager area. I've been dreading it for the longest time, but you gotta stop dreading things and just start doing, because the sooner you do it, the sooner it's done, so now we're doing it. What I was doing was mostly just moving the beds into their own separate room and organizing the villager work area a little bit. I thought for the longest time about putting them up in their own separate cells like most villager trading halls do, but I'm not sure I really want to do that. It feels like a long process. Nothing of note, day 967, just finished up what I was doing the day before. Day 968 was spent leveling up some of the new farmers I got. Infinite supply of golden carrots is probably a good thing to have. It was the morning of day 969 when I found Grum stuck in a hole in my stairs. I was wondering where he'd been for the past couple of days.
My mans. Get out of there. What are you doing? What are you doing, man?
It was also on day 969 that I noticed something truly horrendous. Do you notice it? Can you see it? The farm is off. Yep, that's right. The farm is off by 2 blocks, which means all the measurements I had done before is going to have to be remeasured, and almost the entirety of the farm is going to have to be remodeled. When I noticed this, I got up from my chair and just took a lap, got in some water. I was very mad. Very, very mad. Well, at the very least, it gives me a new project to work on, so let's get this started. The sooner it's done, the sooner we can work on other things. The entirety of day 970 was spent fixing my previous mistake. This farm is so large that it takes me a whole 3.5 minutes to replant it. And I'm not joking either, this is at 50 times speed. Oh boy, it's new snapshot time. Let's go take a seat. Yep, that's right. Day 71 was played on the newest snapshot with the wool stairs and cushions and whatnot. And I wanted to test them out a little bit. See how they work, see if it's any good. Yep, I do be sitting though. The snapshot had not been out for a full day, like just a couple of hours, and people already discovered you can use it for transportation, so I decided to put a bunch of extra cushions on the bamboo road, and maybe it'll get some use in the future, we'll see. Whee! Okay, back to business, day 972. We're placing more netherrack, which means it's time for some more fun facts. I'll even add in 2 double fun facts for the days I weren't recording earlier. Here's a hard-hitting fact for you. Whether or not the contents of the Bible are factual matters less than the lessons they're meant to teach. I hope someone who needs to hear that does. Bonus fact, Stardew Valley and Lethal Company were both made by a single person and have made upwards of $300 million and $100 million respectively. And they were made by a single person. Did you know that it is more scientifically accurate to depict a Tyrannosaurus Rex riding an electric unicycle than it is to show one fighting a Stegosaurus? Second bonus fact, Jimmy Donaldson, aka Mr. Beast, has provided clean drinking water to millions, funded thousands of surgeries, planted over 20 million trees, and removed over 30 million pounds of trash from the ocean. And he started by making Minecraft videos on YouTube. I hope I live up to that someday. Freedom is the right of all sentient beings. That's not just a quote, that's a fact. Alright, enough spreading joy and whimsy, it's time for a stupid one. Did you know that bears poop 3 to 9 times a day? Alright, no more fun facts, it's time to do some chores and fix the farm, day 976. Is there such a thing as an automatic coarse fruit farm? Because farming this manually is genuine torture. Just gotta keep knocking this out, one part at a time, and eventually they'll have it done. I hope I have it done before the end of the 2,000 days. I worked well through the night and well into the morning of 976. We're tearing down the bee farm again. It took the entire day to tear it down. I'm thinking I might just remove the bee farm altogether, not move it at all, because I've rarely ever used it. If I ever need a bunch of honeycomb or something for a future copper project, I might put it back up again. But for now, I might just stick with cactus. Yeah, day 979, I decided to replace all the bee farm area with sugarcane. I know of a pretty good technique to get the most out of it. Okay, sugarcane is basically done. I just need more sand to fill up the cactus area, and I need to move bamboo over by 1 block. That's probably gonna hurt me the most. Most of day 980 was spent refarming the melon seeds, and most of day 981 was spent moving the bamboo. I'm wondering what I should put all this bamboo towards. I have these massive amounts of different resources in each chest, and they're just sitting in chests, and I'm thinking, what should I do with them? Should I build something stupid? Should I build another tower? I don't know. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, the bamboo green/yellow color would complement good against the red and gray of the netherrack and cobblestone. Maybe sometime in the future? We'll see. I decided to throw down some endstone in the center to break it up a little bit, add some coarse fruit. I don't think I'm ever gonna genuinely farm it. If I need purple pillars or whatever, I'm going to the end to get it. I'm not farming it. This stuff is a pain in the butt to farm. Finishing up tiny details, day 982. Some cactus here, some dirt there, and a wee little bit of bamboo. Now that the farm is fixed, it looks so much better on the map. I am so glad I did that. Day 983, I'm back on the netherrack, so it's time for some fun facts. Bars. Did you know that there are 8,011 known species of frogs, the largest being the Goliath frog, coming in at a whopping 32 centimeters? That is a heckin' chunk! Day 984. Did you know that there are 60 million active YouTube channels as of today? According to my math, I should be approximately in the top 10%. And once I reach 1,000 subscribers, I'll be in the top 8.8%. You should subscribe. Day 985. Did you know that granite was so popular in Minecraft they actually decided to make it into a real rock? It's actually one of the top 5 most common rocks on Earth. It might be top 3, but I don't know how much I trust Google's AI overview. Somebody call up a rock expert. Mini Minuteman, what are your thoughts? Don't actually tag Mini Minuteman. He has better things to do than talking about my stupid rock questions, like whether or not the pyramids are a power plant. He does make great background noise, though. I listened to him a couple of times while doing this. Day 986. Did you know the first superhero movie ever created was in 1916? The French silent film Judex, followed very closely by the Mark of Zorro in 1920. Okay, you'll notice it says day 990. 5 days of footage are missing because out of nowhere the game just kind of crashed. So well, I'm just gonna stuff in 5 extra bonus facts in the next day. Oh dang. I think my game just crashed. Sorry about that mishap, I'll give you 5 bonus facts to make up for it. Fact number 1, did you know that Lego is the #1 producer of tires in the world? Fact number 2, did you know that Hatsune Miku was made by a motorcycle company? Smoking kills 7 to 8 million people every year. 1.3 million of those people are killed by secondhand smoking. Do not smoke, kids. Fact number 4. The oldest surviving anime is a 4-minute short film from 1917 called Namakura Gatana. The first traditional anime people may think of is probably Astro Boy in 1963. Fun fact number 5. The sentence, buffalo, 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 is grammatically correct in English. Okay, those are the 5 bonus fun facts you get for the days that I missed because of the crash. Now I have to come up with 5 completely separate fun facts for the next 5 days, because that's all I did. I just placed netherrack. Day 992. Avatar Aang should have stayed in theaters. I don't care if it was leaked online, it would still have made millions of dollars, and it's amazing and you should go watch it right now. Right now. I was giggling like a maniac the entire time watching it. It is amazing. Day 993. This statement is a fact. Day 994. Water is healthy, and you should go drink it. Look, I can tell that you can tell that I'm starting to BS random facts because I'm running out of ideas, but bear with me, we're almost done. And do go drink water. It's healthy for you, and I bet you haven't done it the entire time you've watched this video. Day 995. I have a type, and that type is tomboys. Alright boys, we're in the final stretch, just a little bit more and we'll be done. I believe we're gonna make it! We're gonna make it before day 1,000! Okay, this fact is for the parents out there. Day 996. If you enter your child's room and open the door entering, you are obligated to close the door upon exiting. That's standard procedure for parenting. Day 997. You got rickrolled. Day 998. I finished the second spire.
It's done! It's done! Oh my gosh, it's done!
Day 998. Why is it on the left side? Hold on. Oh, that's cool. There's no biome up here. Oh, that's actually pretty neat. Oh, it's done. It's done. Oh my gosh, it's done. Yeah, honestly, I was really scared that I wasn't gonna make it, but I did, and I still have 2 days left, so hang in there, we're almost done.
Let's see if this
Day
is enough.
999. I have something I need to do, but we only have 2 days left, so it might look sloppy.
I run up.
Okay. I think I have enough blocks, but if not, I can quickly run into the nether and grab more. We'll put it, like, right here. We should just barely have enough. Let me get out here. No, I don't have enough. I don't have enough. No! Okay, that should be plenty. That should be plenty. That's 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 plenty. You gotta put a dope-ass wizard tower on it.
Your house sucks, but it's not because it's made out of dirt. It's because it doesn't have a dope-ass wizard tower on it. Put a dope-ass wizard tower and it would be a good house. This house also sucks. It's otherwise fine, but it doesn't have a dope-ass wizard tower on it. Put a dope-ass wizard tower on it. Do people still say dope? Should I say something else instead of dope? I'll try Riz. I'll try Riz instead. My cute-ass cat sucks, because he doesn't have a Riz-ass wizard tower on him. I'm gonna put a Riz-ass wizard tower on him. I'm gonna put a Riz-ass wizard tower on my cat. It's gonna be sick. He's gonna look so cool.
I don't know who to credit for the video you just saw. The Twitter account that I stole it from didn't credit them either. Base wasn't cool enough. I had to put a dope-ass wizard tower on it. It's the law. It's the law, apparently. Haven't you heard? And at last, we're here at day 1000. I still have a lot more to do on this world. I still got a couple more things on my to-do list that need to get done. And maybe I'll build more spires, more towers. I don't know. Comment down below what you think I should do within the next 1000 days. I'll probably go back to singular episodes. I doubt I'm gonna make another 2000 days video. But, yeah. That's it. We've made it. Sweet. Let me know what the next monolith should be made out of. I got cobblestone. I got netherrack. I'm thinking either, like, emeralds or iron. Emeralds might be easier. I have a steady supply of iron. Let me know. Let me know what the next monolith should be. We have one more we're going to build right here. And then we're going to have another one over in this direction once we finally get there. We also have this area down here. There's this area over here that I never did anything with. That's in a slime chunk. I did a lot with the villagers. I still have this mini iron farm here. There's a lot. There's a lot still left to do. I'll see you in the next video, I guess. Goodbye.